Shall we begin? Very good. So I will now call to order the Tuesday, May 4th, 2021 meeting of the Parks, Recreation, and Community Resources Advisory Commission. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. And Commissioner Horowitz, would you virtually lead us in the pledge? And
Yes.
everybody unmute your mics.
You want to place your right hand over your heart? Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Very good. Let's, Ms. Nichols, let's do roll call.
Chairperson Pizer Mains.
Here.
Vice Chairperson Elman.
Here.
Commissioner Lang. Awesome. And Commissioner Horowitz.
Here.
Thank you.
There he is. Okay, very good. Okay, so let's go to item number 4, announcements. And as you may notice, we are short a commissioner this evening, and I wanted to ask if it's okay with our fellow commissioners if we acknowledge Commissioner Guhin right now during announcements.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, and if so, I just would like to kick it off. I just wrote a short little thing, and then we'll circle around. Commissioner Guhin has decided to retire from the commission. Under ideal circumstances, we would all be in the same room and could wish Commissioner Guhin a proper send-off. I'd like to acknowledge her 8 years of direct service to the community on this commission and her many additional acts of community volunteerism that go beyond both her commission duties and those 8 years. She has been an informed, intelligent, and passionate voice, and her expertise will be missed. She was one of the South Park moms that transformed that park into a gem, resulting in an exponential engagement and enjoyment of South Park. Thank you, Jessica, if you're watching, and watch out, as we will surely be checking in on you for some of your great expertise. So now let me go to Vice Chair Elman.
Well, it's sort of hard to come after such a wonderful speech. On a personal level, I've worked very closely with Jessica for the few years I've been on the commission, and she's been a big help, helping me navigate the whys and the wheres and where everything is hiding. So I'll definitely thank her for that. Luckily for me, she just lives across the street, so that will be easy. And I think I'll wait for a little bit of time to make any other comments, but I do want to thank her for all of her hard work and her dedication. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Commissioner Lang. And if you'd like to, come circle back later, give it some thought, let me know. I don't want to put you on the spot, everybody.
Donnie, you're on mute.
No, what I was going to say is sometimes the on the spot statements are the best. They definitely come, from the heart. So,
Exactly.
Jessica was somebody who I met through a volunteer and municipal capacity through Leadership Hermosa, and she encouraged me to pursue volunteerism throughout the community. And we multiple times applied for the commission position, 3 times to be exact. And her and I went through this ride, and she bleeds Hermosa as much as anybody on this commission or anybody who's involved with the city. Her contributions to the commission have been incredible. I feel like a rising tide lifts all ships, and she has made us all better commissioners and better volunteers in this community, whether it's through Parks and Rec or whether it's through other projects. And to witness her successfully, put together the the South Park project with her team was impressive. She encouraged generations of people and will continue to encourage generations of people. So Jessica, you will be missed. And I can't wait to see you at Clark Field this weekend. So thank you for everything.
Beautiful. Great. Commissioner Horowitz.
Yeah, I met Jessica just a few years ago. We were on the same side of a passion project, and I really respect her insight into all things Hermosa and the way she comes at everything with passion and heart and intelligence. And I think she's made us all better commissioners. And I know that I've learned a lot from her and the way she tackles issues and looks at them from all sides. And I'm sorry to see her retire from this commission. And I just want to give her a shout out and tell her she has my utmost respect and appreciation for all that she's done for Hermosa. And yeah, I'll say more to her privately, but yeah, she'll be missed here for sure.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And then, yeah, appreciate that, everybody. And then let me just give everyone another a bite at the apple to make any other more general announcements or other announcements you'd like to make here, if anybody has anything else to add. Commissioner Ullman.
I want to take a minute to thank South Bay Cares for the wonderful rally that was held on Sunday at the community center with South Bay versus hate. I thought they did a wonderful job. It was supported by many different groups, and I wish I could thank them all, but I'd like to thank South Bay Cares, but I'd also like to thank Anna Orozco of LA versus Hate and the Asian Pacific American Dispute Resolution, Al Marasucci for his speech, and Justin Massey, and Chief LeBaron had a wonderful speech, and I'm very grateful for the time that he took away from another weekend with his family. This is a great group of people that got together and that came together in a sense of, it's just sad that you would think you need to come out in public and have a rally against hate. So I give them all credit. There is a piece of artwork at City Hall right now that was done by Alan Chen. They're trying to find a home for it right now, but it's in our lobby at City Hall. If you get a chance to walk by, it's a beautiful piece. And I just think it says a lot. And I would like to thank the city for its support. I know staff was as helpful as they could for a political rally. And thank you very much.
Thank you. Commissioner Lang.
I'm getting texts from some of the community members that we're having audio issues. Is there any way we can run a check, Lisa?
Everything's good on my end. TJ is on our meeting as well. So
Okay.
TJ, let me know if there's anything that you can do to look into that.
It could be a technical difficulty error on other people's parts, but just want to bring it to your attention.
I got a text from somebody saying, I'm watching your meeting and I don't hear any sound.
Okay, let's do you happen to know, are they watching it? Did they log in via Zoom? Did they call in? Or does it say?
Well, let me run upstairs and ask a person upstairs.
Okay.
Okay.
It is the HB channel and YouTube, the YouTube main channel.
Okay. Okay, well, let's pause here for a sec so we can figure this out.
Perfect.
I don't want to say someone's in hot water, but someone's upstairs not watching the meeting. I wonder what that means.
Well, that's not a reliable source to help us troubleshoot. Okay.
Yeah.
He says no, there's no, he's watching on channel 8 and there is no sound.
Yeah, I just logged on to the YouTube channel and confirming what Commissioner Lang said. We got no audio.
I'm trying
Lisa,
to connect with the council chambers to see what's.
perfect. Yeah. Let's see.
haven't-
Let's see if we can get a hold of TJ and see what's going on.
So I'm working on that.
Okay.
Perfect.
Still nothing from my correspondent. So does that mean we get to make our Jessica retirement statements again?
Oh, no. Well, well, we are recording, right?
Yeah.
Correct. Yes. Typically, and once again, I don't want to speak for this specific instance. I've come across technical difficulties before, and typically the recording is always what's kind of sacrosanct. That'll get posted. It's usually the live feed where we have an issue like this, where audio is not currently available.
Okay, well, maybe we can do some sort of notification that the first 15 minutes of the meeting can be accessed in the recording for anyone who missed it.
Yeah, TJ's working on it at the council chambers as we speak, but we are recording it and we will be posting this version of the recording on the city website tomorrow.
Okay. Patrick, should we wait until we can, what do we do here?
Yeah, I mean, once again, obviously, there's going to be some time frame. I think a few minutes. I can actually see TJ, or maybe one of someone who works with TJ manipulating the YouTube
Okay.
channel right now. So I would say let's give it 5-10 minutes.
Okay.
And if that proves futile, we can reassess then.
Okay, well, I think that's absolutely fair. Everybody, I have my coffee, grab your coffee, stretch your legs for a few minutes, and then
Yeah,
let's see.
I didn't mean to interrupt, Chairman. If you want to, officially say we can recess this, and
Let's recess. Yeah, let's
commissioners can
recess.
go do whatever they want.
Okay.
Lisa, if you don't mind, I'm going to stay on and you stay on, and hopefully so we can test it. But yeah, you guys are good to go.
So let's do this. Let's take like a 10-minute recess while we work on this audio problem, and then we will be back. Let's see, at 7:25.
Perfect.
Okay.
Right.
See you all in 10 minutes.
Check 1 2, check 1 2. Check 1 2. Patrick, Lisa, this is TJ, the camera operator. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can hear you, but I have the YouTube up on my other device, just the general channel, and I don't hear you.
Thanks, guys. Still looking into it.
Okay.
Did we figure it out?
So unfortunately, I do not believe so. TJ did pop in here testing. I'm not sure if Lisa, have you heard anything else from TJ? No, we're just
No.
patiently waiting.
Yeah,
Okay.
he just popped in a couple minutes ago and said he was still working on it.
Okay.
Maybe we just give them a little more time.
Okay.
I mean, I'd rather it, make sure we get it connected and know from TJ whether it's gonna be a solution or not, if we could.
Okay.
Correct. Yeah. Because just to give everyone, if due to the COVID times and this being the only way to access the meeting, if there's no audio, we're going to have to adjourn the meeting and either take up all the items at next month's meeting or schedule another meeting. If we were in person, i.e. people could come to the chambers,
Exactly.
an audio issue, we may be able to work through, but since this is the only public, only way for the public to participate and be in it, we can't move forward. So I couldn't agree more with John. I think the best way to do it is to maybe give TJ a few more minutes. And if he says, hey, this is a lost cause, so be it. But if he thinks that there's progress, that maybe that's the best way to go.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I didn't have anything else on my calendar this evening, so I'm good to I'm good to hang out and wait. Is there any way to put a message up for people so that if anyone's wondering what's going on that can't hear, they know that we're dealing with this issue?
I mean, Lisa, can we, I'm not sure if you're using your computer for something else, but I mean, okay, I guess it could be as simple as bringing up a Word document and just typing, due to technical difficulties, we're
Right.
working on to
Like a
solve the audio problem.
Shared screen concept.
Yes,
Right.
I'll type
There you
something.
go. Yeah.
Hold on.
Oh, okay, put it like that. So now I'm trying to think the best way to do this. I mean, once again, I don't want to, do you guys just want to keep going 10 minutes? You want to just continue? And, if we haven't started again and once again, I like yourself, Chair, I have nothing to do all night. I can be here. Trust me, I've covered council meetings that have gone to 1 or 2 in the morning. So that, there's no problem with me.
Okay. Well, it's a relatively brief, I think, agenda. So what I would like to throw out there is maybe we put up messaging so the community knows, and maybe look to another 15 minutes or look till 8 o'clock. I mean, our
Hey,
last
can we
meeting
just-
started at 8.
Can we just wait until, like people would know that they're okay to come back at a specific time, and at that point, is 8 o'clock a good time that it gives us enough? Is that a reasonable amount of time?
We should know by that time. I mean,
Yeah.
I
Give
think
them
we'll
over
know
half
one
an
way or
hour.
the other.
Right. I just don't want them to think that they're missing the meeting or, something else. So if we can, do that screen, the shared screen or something like that, so people know what's going on, then that's great. And especially anyone who's waiting to, who's representing any of the organizations tonight.
Did you guys see Jessica's comment in the chat about
Yeah, but I
restarting?
didn't want her to
meetings?
think she was too helpful.
Oh, it's-
Why would
Um,
you think that?
oh, I didn't even know the chat was enabled. There you
Once again,
go.
Once again, while we can't disable it, I would encourage everyone not, once again, Jessica, thank you so much for it. Commissioners, please do not use the chat. It's all kinds of public records issues, so just make it, yeah. But thank you. But Jessica, I express the gratitude of the commission as well for
Well, then if
the,
I may be so bold to steal Jessica's comment and put it out there, not in the chat, and say, if we log off and log back in as an experiment, would that make sense to try that?
How would they do that, Pat? They started the meeting. Can you take a recess?
yeah, I
close
mean, I think, yeah, for
Can we
sure. I
exit
think
completely?
we can take a recess. Now, the one thing I guess I would, I'm not sure. I'm not in contact with TJ. I don't know if that may screw up whatever he's
Yeah.
attempting to troubleshoot right now. That would be
Okay.
my only concern. But
Mhm.
yeah.
That's true.
Okay, well, let's hang tight. Let's, I guess we'll just be eyeballing what's going on and give us the all's clear if things get maybe fixed before 8.
Well,
It's time
and what's-
sensitive on our schedule.
What should we do?
I mean, the Commissioner Elman's idea was, I did like it, that we can just put at 8.
Right.
So that
Oh,
way, if anyone
yeah.
from
Okay,
the public
let's
is
do that.
watching, they can, I don't know, they got a half hour, go do something
Right.
different, and so they don't
Yeah,
miss
let's do
anything, so
that.
they know. Okay, so yeah, so I say let's recess till 8 PM,
Okay,
and then if it's not fixed by then, and it's, we're still kind of in this holding period, then we can make a decision.
okay,
Great.
that sounds good. So let's recess until 8 PM.
Lisa, are you gonna put something on your shared screen so that everyone knows to when they log in?
Yes, that's what I'm working on.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right.
See you in half an hour.
Now, John, I may stay on just in case TJ needs me to say something or,
Yeah, I think the concept of rebooting is not a bad idea. I
Yeah.
just think that what we might want to do, if TJ thinks it's a good idea, we might want to have everybody reboot and come back on at 8 with a fresh
Okay.
screen. I think more than likely that's a pretty, these things get glitches ever so often.
Sure.
And I think sometimes it reboots it and comes out clean. So
Mhm. That's perfect, Lisa.
Thank you. I'm gonna email TJ because that's the only way I can get in contact with him to see if that would
If they-
harm anything he's working on to reboot.
yeah,
Got
ask
it.
me that. 'Cause
So
I
I'll
think
keep you guys posted.
that's a good question. Thank you.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, I'm doing a sound check for Ann and TJ.
Okay.
Hey, Ann, did you hear me on the Zoom? Testing, testing. Testing, testing.
I know, I heard it on my YouTube.
Okay, so we are back in business. So I'm gonna put my sign back up and everybody will come back at 8 and we can resume.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Lisa. TJ, thank you. If you're,
Yes,
if
and
you're
thank you,
listening.
Ann, too.
Thank you, Ann.
Thank you, everybody.
John, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So thank you for navigating the skin cancer awareness thing so well. I don't know if you got a chance to see that they actually did choose a statue in Redondo Beach.
Perfect.
And they did take your guidance as far as getting municipal permission as well as permission from the families too. So yeah, thank you for that feedback, which I did pass on to them, and I'm sure you did as well. So thank you.
You're welcome. I'm glad it worked out, Commissioner. And I think, is it another minute? We're going to be able to start this, I believe, right, Pat?
Correct. Yes, we're still waiting for Commissioner Horowitz. We have good news.
Okay, very good.
Yay.
Not sure the May the Force is with us tonight with the audio challenges.
Okay, very good. Okay, looks like we're back in business.
We are.
Everything go? Okay, very good. Okay. Thank you for your patience, everyone. We are back after our recess due to some audio difficulties. We will now resume our commission meeting. Thank you, staff, for getting this fixed. We are now on item 5 of the agenda. And for those who could not access the first couple of minutes of about 10 or 15 minutes or so of our commission meeting earlier, it will be posted on the city's website tomorrow under agendas and videos. So you can find whatever you missed audio wise there. Moving along, let's see, it looks like for item 5 presentations, we have no presentations this evening, which brings us to item 6, which is miscellaneous items and reports from our community resources managers. So Mr. Jones, I kick this over to you.
Thank you so much, Chairwoman and Commissioners. I do appreciate it. I certainly think this is going to be a fun meeting. We had a little hour delay, but it's all good. This kind of reminds me a lot of what we've been going through with the LA County Public Health. Nice transition, because over the course of this last month, there's been a great deal of activity from LA County Public Health. We're finding that, I'm just kind of give you a little list of activities. On April 2nd, they released new protocols for reopening the K through 12 schools. On April 17th, they issued protocols for restaurants and dining. On April 28th, protocols for private events, meetings, receptions, and conferences. On April 28th, also protocols for daycare for school-aged children. The 29th, protocols for fully vaccinated people, including those for face mask. The 29th, also protocols for day camps. On the 30th, protocols for fully vaccinated employees. On the 30th, modifications to reopen playgrounds and arcades. On April 30th, also protocols for social distancing between vaccinated and non-vaccinated people. And then also on April 28th, they came back and did a revision to the protocols for reopening K through 12 schools. And last but not least, on April 30th, our city manager issued a change to the emergency ordinance to match up our emergency orders with LA County protocols. So the detail, the devil's in the details on these things. This is, staff have been engaged in all these types of activities within the city and trying to make sure that we can get the community back reopened, restarted as quickly as possible. Staff have also had been meeting with Los Angeles County and our various volleyball organizers who are trying to get tournaments back up and running. There's tournaments that are scheduled as early as this weekend and may continue obviously through the summer once we get all the LA County protocols in place with those organizers. But everyone's trying very hard to keep everything moving very quickly and to try to get our community back up and running. That's all I have on the COVID front at this particular point.
Okay. So what are the protocols for getting our volleyball tournaments, which I know the community is anxious about doing? And you had indicated starting this weekend?
Yeah,
possibly?
so we've been in conversations with LA County. They have a special protocol site for each of the organizers. They go on to a link and fill out a exemption application to provide their tournaments. And once LA County reviews them, then they and actually meets with them via conference call and explains all the protocols that they must follow, then they'll give to us an approval that they're good. And then the organizers work with the city in order to, if they're on the books and scheduled, then we can go through the approval process for them following the protocols LA County's called out.
Okay, and just to explain to us, so everybody's on the same page, what are the protocols right now? Because it's a little bit confusing.
So the chief protocols are to make sure they delineate the space within their tournament area so general public can't just walk through that.
Okay,
To encourage households of people to stay grouped together and separate from everyone else, and to make sure that there's signage on the entrance and exit locations so people clearly can understand what's coming in, what's going out, and to even perhaps even have a staff member at those areas to encourage people to follow the protocols of some sort of separation from each other. But they are allowed to participate in tournament format with spectators.
okay. And for like beach gatherings, is there a size that this has to start, this submission? Like the size of a group? Or
No, it's all individually based on each of the various tournaments. Lisa, do you have anything else to add to that? I don't think there's any other issues.
You covered everything, and I believe
Okay.
daily screenings are the one thing
Agreed.
that I wanted to add will be required for all those participating in the tournaments.
Thank
Oh,
you.
okay, okay. Other commissioners, did you have questions? Okay, Commissioner Lang?
So most of my questions were answered in that summary, John. Thank you very much. Moving forward, well, first of all, have we had any of our events that are currently on the books canceled? Have any of the event producers just said, hey, thanks, I'm done, I'm walking away, not enough time to successfully pull it off?
We've had events that are on the books that haven't been, the LA County hasn't given the approval yet. So those
Mhm.
events have passed. So
Mhm.
looking forward, we have events based on LA County that could take place as early as this Saturday.
Okay. Well, if it's not too much to ask within this COVID report, or even just a regular summary in general, maybe from special events at the end, if we could get an update of how many events forfeited, canceled, or had passed, just because it helps digest, what next year is going to look like. And this is a very unique year with no events. And I admire everybody who's gone through the process to apply and fill out the paperwork and forfeited their application fees. I would like to hear, who is canceled, backed out, or forfeited altogether. So I would appreciate that.
If I may add, we do list all those updates on the tentative special event calendar that we provide you
cool.
guys each month. At this point, like John said, no one's canceled. Those that have already passed all are hoping they can reschedule at some point within this year. Those rescheduled dates are just to be determined at this point. But we definitely list that all on the calendar. So you guys will see clearly who's trying to reschedule, and if anybody tries to cancel, it will be listed as well.
So you have that information, it sounds, Commissioner.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Vice Chair Elman. You're muted.
You're muted. Still, oh, there we go.
Okay. So right now we have a tournament set up for next weekend. Is that on the agenda? I mean, on the,
Right now, there's a tournament that is on the books for this weekend coming up. And we have a meeting with LA County with that organizer tomorrow.
and so we know, we can bring this up now, we can bring it up later. We know there was an unauthorized tournament last Sunday. So, and from the pictures that were shared, there were a lot of people. So my question is someone going to monitor the tournaments that are on in our town to be sure that we don't have that problem again? Because there were close to 100 people, I'm told, and from the few pictures that we have, no one was wearing masks. And that is only a problem because we had so many people on top of each other. Am I sharing that information correctly, John?
Well, I think that what I think you're stating is that there was a non-sanctioned tournament that took place last Sunday near 16th or 17th Street. And that is not permitted. So that is being reviewed as we speak. I had a conversation with the operator earlier today. And we said we'd get back to the operator tomorrow before the 10 o'clock call to render our decision on if this tournament will take place this weekend or not.
So does that mean that the person that was,
I can't hear. Do it again, Commissioner.
does that mean that this next weekend's tournament is being run by the same person who ran Sunday's tournament?
Yes.
Wow, that's concerning. Okay, so can you give us some information of where we are right now with, I mean, is this something you don't want to comment on until?
I don't have a final resolve on it yet. I've been informing the city manager's office of our status and keeping them in the loop. So we'll have to there'll be a decision rendered tomorrow.
Okay. So
We can
then
keep
back
you in
to,
the loop once we know that.
okay, so back to my question then. So next weekend, will there be someone to monitor to be sure that if this tournament does take place, that we won't have 100 people sitting in chairs next to each other
But they're two
without
different.
masks?
So Commissioner, there are two different types of issues. Last weekend's was not permitted. It would fall under the Hermosa Municipal Code 12.30.010, and you're not allowed to have more than 100 people in a special event. This, with the approval of LA County, is different. There isn't a limit on the number of people. Am I correct, Lisa, on this?
Right. There's no limit on.
And the only thing they're requesting is that the households stay together and people obviously keep separated. And so it's a little different perspective as to the two types of things. So I guess your simple question is, will there be staff there to monitor it if a tournament were to take place? And we have yet to make that final decision.
So then
Were there any police reports or were there any code violations issued to this tournament over the weekend?
No.
So, okay. So where does the problem lie?
It lies in that it was a non-permitted event that did take place on the city beaches that exceeded 100 people.
Yeah, I also received calls, sorry for interrupting. I also received some calls from community members complaining that there was amplified sound. And this was outside of the commercial zone. So So we, it's tough because you don't want to be, you don't want to squash fun in the city. But then on the other hand, we are getting complaints and, other people are going through the process, including getting permission for amplified sound and everything else. And then, we're going to, so what are the consequences here?
I just I'm kind of at a loss here because we have people that spend a lot of time and money trying to follow the rules, whether it's, I don't want to use different groups because I don't want to point to any one group, but I'm really surprised and disappointed that someone would, especially if it's someone that we know that had this unsanctioned tournament. I'm really disappointed because I think staff and the city do a lot to make these tournaments work. And if anybody's listening, it's extraordinarily disappointing. And I hope that we'll be able to work this out so it doesn't happen in the future. We have a long summer. Thanks.
Welcome.
Thank you. Did anyone else have any comments? And this was a discussion of COVID-19 updates as well.
Correct.
I think we've kind of covered it. Thank you.
One last comment for what it's worth. I was surfing down in that neck of the woods on Sunday. Upon exiting water, it looked like any other day at 16th Street within that volleyball community. Were people sitting closer to each other than usual to watch a game? I don't know. It was something that didn't look outside of the ordinary. I can say that I did see code officers walking up and down the Strand. Now, if there were no citations issued, I don't see what the problem is. And then furthermore, I did see police officers giving tickets to bicyclists. If there was no officers coming over to the volleyball tournament, I'm just throwing it out there because I can tell you what I saw. So I'm not defending anybody. I'm just stating the facts as somebody, who was there. So I think this, requires a little bit further discussion in a different capacity before somebody's permits get pulled or whatever the case may be, because I don't know how fair that is.
Fair point. Okay. Let's go to updates regarding items previously on the commission's agenda.
Thank you, Chairwoman. I didn't realize last meeting that we report activity from the council in this section, so now I do. The city council approved, I think it was the best day agreement over this last month that you approved last month. So I think that's the only one that we had.
Okay. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you for the update on that. And I don't know that we have any questions on that. Okay, moving along to public comment. Anyone wishing to address the commission on items pertaining to Parks and Recreation that are not listed on the agenda may do so at this time. The Brown Act generally prohibits the commission from taking action on any matter not listed on the posted agenda. Comments from the public are limited to 3 minutes per speaker. And let me also add, you can also comment now on items further along in the agenda. If you cannot, wait till later to comment, but you only get to comment on that item once. So, Ms. Nichols, do we have any one waiting to comment?
I don't have anyone on my list, so if anyone would like to comment at this time, please unmute yourself. If you've called in, you will need to hit *6. It appears no one for public comment.
Okay. Okay, give it a pause here. Just make sure that no one is out there in the universe. We will now close public comment. Moving along, item 8, correspondence. We have one letter attached to the agenda. We will acknowledge receipt of this written correspondence from Mr. Anthony Higgins. Okay, we'll move along to the consent calendar. Okay, approval of the regular meeting action minutes of April 12th, 2021. Does anyone want to pull this item from the consent calendar? Okay. Seeing that no one would like to pull it, would anyone like to make a motion regarding this item?
Can I make a motion to approve the regular meeting action minutes of April 12th, 2021?
Do we have a second?
Second.
Very good. We're ready for the roll.
Chairperson Pizer May,
Aye.
Chairperson Elman,
Yes.
I'm sorry, Vice Chairperson Elman, soon. Commissioner Lang,
Yes.
and Commissioner Horowitz.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Nichols. Okay, let me just scroll up here. Okay, let's move past item 10. No items were removed. We're on to item number 11, public hearings. And we do have one public hearing this evening. And this is to review approval of DB events volleyball tournaments to the 2021 special event calendar on Saturday, June 19th, Saturday, August 21st, and Sunday, October 24th on the beach volleyball courts north of the pier. Who
I will
will
go ahead
be,
and present that staff.
you'll
report.
be presenting that? Okay, very good. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, Commission. So tonight we are holding a public hearing for the Commission to consider recommendation to City Council for the approval of the addition of new volleyball tournaments hosted by David Brandon to the special events calendar. These adult volleyball tournaments proposed dates are included within your staff report and do not pose any conflict with any previously approved special events. David Brandon wishes to host these tournaments on the volleyball courts north of the pier, and the goal is to provide a fun yet competitive social environment for all players. Cash prizes would be supplied to each first, second, and third place team of each division. I have asked David to be on the line tonight should you have any event-related questions for him. If the commission is to recommend approval of these events, they would then be reviewed for formal approval by the City Council through another public hearing at their May 25th meeting. So that concludes my staff report. Let me know if you have any questions for me.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions of Ms. Nichols before we go to public comment on this item? Okay, well, let's see. Shall we go to public comment and then bring it back and then ask questions of the organizer?
I think that would be best, yes.
Okay. Okay, so let's open it up while we're contemplating this item. Let's open it up to public comment. If there is any public comment. And Ms. Nichols, do we have any public comment on this?
We do not.
Okay.
This is David speaking here. Sorry, I didn't know I was supposed to talk there, but my name is David Brandon. I'm the one trying to host the tournament. I don't know if you guys had any questions for me, but yeah.
Okay. What we will do is, David, we will quickly formally close public comment, and then we will dialogue with you, and we may have some questions for you. So thank you for joining us this evening. So
Gotcha,
let's
thank you.
close more general public comment, bring it back, and commission members, do you have, David, would you like to present to us a little bit about your event and your connection to Hermosa, and then we can ask some questions about your proposed tournaments.
Sure. I think it could not have been said well enough before, but I'm just trying to create a fun and social and competitive environment. I've lived in Hermosa, or Manhattan technically, all my life, and I want to provide a tournament where people can come and participate and enjoy the summer that they once had.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions of David or staff? Commissioner Lang.
David, how you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. So just a couple of standard questions. I'm sure these are all questions that my colleagues are thinking. So to prevent redundancy, just let me just go through some stock questions that we ask every event producer. How many years have you been running volleyball tournaments, and on what beaches?
I've been running volleyball tournaments for 3 years now. I've done it in Long Beach, Huntington. I've not done it in Hermosa yet, pending approval of this tournament. We did have one on May 1st that did get moved. But yeah, so 3 years.
3 years. Okay, cool. Are these, I see there's a cash prize. Are these pro contests or are these amateur? Is there a scholastic component to this? Or what's the age ranges? Sorry.
The age is kind of rough for volleyball. It can range from 22 or 21 to 60 almost. There is a cash prize for first, second, and third, because I believe that people that host tournaments shouldn't necessarily take it all. And I want to give back to the community, give back to the players that are trying hard to do really well in these tournaments. And so I provided a cash prize worth $1,000 for first, and then second and third.
Who are the sponsors, or is that cash prize generated by the application or the registration fee?
The cash prize is generated from the application.
Okay, cool. So in regards to June 19th, what is like your drop dead date to be able to execute this to fulfill your input for the event, like based off state and county guidelines?
So you're asking how early I need a decision from the city to host this?
Yeah,
event?
I mean, how many days do you need to organize? Like, is June 19th realistic? Like, when is it
Yes,
not
I think-
realistic? Sorry.
I'd say anything after June 5th would be unrealistic, but I'm hoping the sooner the better for me to be able to pace everything out and not kind of put something together last minute.
And if you can't, if state and county doesn't permit June 19th, does that have any bearing on the other events? Is this like a part of a series? Is there a championship? Is there going to be a King of the Beach crowned at the end of these 3 events?
No, they have no bearing on each other.
Okay, cool. Let's see, what else do I have here? No, David, that's all, man. Thank you for your time. Appreciate you bringing some cool events to town.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Vice Chair Elman, were you?
Yanni
Yeah,
said,
covered it?
Yanni said it himself that there was stock questions, and checked them off my list. So I wish I could come up with some fabulously special question, but I'll walk a half a pace behind Yanni.
Okay, Commissioner Horowitz?
I think that puts me a whole pace behind Yanni. So those were great questions. I hope you guys have this event, and I'm sure it'll be a big success. And thank you for bringing it to Hermosa and answering all of Yanni's really good questions.
No problem. Thank you.
Okay, so I do have a question, and this one is for Ms. Nichols. I'm just looking at, we have a pretty packed summer schedule, and I'm no issues with June 19th, provided, with a caveat that this gets pulled off, that the county signs off to whatever applications are submitted in a timely manner, et cetera, et cetera. And no problems with October 24th. I think it was August 21st. That's the same weekend as the beach tennis tournament. And so my question is this tournament planning to use all courts north of the pier? And is that going to be an issue, having 2 large events, kind of next to each other like that?
It will not be an issue. Actually, beach tennis tournaments and volleyball tournaments coincide quite often throughout the calendar year. And David is not requesting any removal or movement of the beach tennis courts with his tournament. So they'll be able to coexist.
Okay, and let's see
The
this.
beach tennis, I'm sorry, I wanted to add too that the beach tennis tournaments are fairly small tournaments and
Yeah,
very
that's what I thought. I just wanted to confirm that that everything's in sync there because they are happening. It's going to be a busy north of the pier weekend, so wanted to just make sure of that. Okay, well, sounds good then, and thank you, Commissioner Lang, for all the great questions. I had some of the same, so thank you very much. We covered it well, I think. Does anyone wish to make a motion on this item?
I'll move that we approve the DB Events Volleyball Tournament to the 2021 Special Events Calendar on Saturday, June 19th, Saturday, August 21st, and Sunday, October 24th on the volleyball courts north of the pier.
Okay, do we have a second on this?
I'll second.
Very good.
roll call. Chairperson Kaiser Maines,
Aye.
Vice Chair Elman, Commissioner Lang,
Yes.
and Commissioner Horowitz.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Okay. We are now at item number 12A, matters for commission consideration. Approval of First Amendment to Hermosa Beach Youth Basketball League Agreement.
Chairwoman, I'm going to introduce to you our Recreation Coordinator, Mr. Nick Shattuck, who will be presenting his very first item as we speak.
Hey, okay, welcome, Nick.
Good evening, commissioners. I apologize for jinxing us earlier with the audio, apparently. It is my very first time here in the commission meeting in this aspect. So Nick Shattuck, Recreation Coordinator for the City of Hermosa Beach here. Tonight's item is an amendment to the Hermosa Beach Youth Basketball Agreement. Their current agreement only allows for gameplay in the gym at the community center. This amendment will allow HBYB a temporary use of the Kelly basketball courts for gameplay during their requested 2021 season. And that concludes my very first staff report. If you have any questions for me right now, please let me know. And we do have Brian Pettigrew from HBYB on the call with us tonight for any details.
Okay. Very good. Thank you. Well done. Questions of staff? We do need to do the public comment on this item, right?
Correct, yes.
Okay. Okay. Well, I have a feeling we don't have really many questions on this yet. So let's go to public comment real briefly. I have a feeling. And so we will open this item up to public comment.
And I'm just going to remind everybody that on the line.
Oh, Lisa, you're muted. You're still muted, Lisa.
Still muted.
Sorry. Thank you. I just want to remind everyone on the line, since I let a couple more people in, that if you have called in and would like to speak for public comment, you do have to hit *6. And would like to speak for public comment, you do have to hit *6.
Okay. It's one of those technical nights. It happens. Okay. It looks like we have some people joining us. Are they joining us for public comment now for this item?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
No one's unmuted themselves, so I don't believe
Okay.
it's for this item.
Okay, well, let's close public comment and bring it back to the commission. And Is there any discussion of this item or questions of the representative from Hermosa Beach Youth Basketball? Yes, Vice Chair Elman.
First of all, thank you so much. I'm a big supporter of the basketball program, and I'm thrilled that there's a possibility of having a program this summer. My question is, are you still waiting to find out whether or not you can use the gym at the schools?
Brian on, Lisa?
I don't think so.
Oh,
We do have a few people who've called in though, so I just want to again remind, because I've let a couple of people in since my last reminder, that if you have called in, you do have to hit *6 on your phone to unmute yourself.
okay. Nick, have you heard anything from from Brian regarding the schools?
In regards to the schools, I
The
can't.
gym
Oh.
use there at the schools?
Oh, here
I
we
think he's here. I think he's
Nick, I just got unmuted. Sorry, I was doing #6, not *6.
Oh,
Yeah. Hey, thank you for the question. Yeah, we heard back from the school that we can use the outdoor courts at Valley School. So we are planning on using the 2 outdoor courts that are there.
Oh, great. So if this is approved, where are people going? Are you going to set it up so people will be over on the north side where the small couple of picnic tables are to watch? How are you planning on handling those rabid fans?
Yeah, that is where we would do it, and we would definitely be trying to control those crowds in terms of how many people come. We would also only be using, I think, 1 court at a time there, so it would only be 2 teams to reduce the number of people that would gather there. The other thing I would say is, just so you know, the Valley, I didn't add that the Valley School, they only gave us access for the month of July. And we're planning on running through August 15th. So the bulk of our games would happen in the month of July at Valley Court and in the community center, during the whole time. And then possibly at Clark or Kelly Courts, mostly it would be spillover for those last 2 weeks. So we would try to limit the number of games that we had there.
Is that going to be on the weekends?
The idea was to have some games during the week and on the weekends.
So, John, we have pickleball going on at that time, so we're pretty comfortable.
Yeah, he's using 1 court, so we have
Mhm.
the other court is kind of used for the pickleball staging area. It should be fine.
Okay, I think this is great. Whatever the city can do to help, whatever youth basketball needs, I'm down there unlocking the courts for you. So perfect. Thank you.
Perfect.
great, thank
Awesome.
you. Yeah, I think it's a great idea to move this outdoors, and I think it'll be a nice experience for the kids also to play some games outdoors on the courts. Okay, Commissioner Lang, anything? You're muted.
Muted, Yanni.
Sorry, I would like to let everybody know how hard Brian and everybody at HBYB has worked on this for well over 12 months. I remember having conversations with Brian about what was going to happen pre-pandemic and how they have successfully navigated through everything, just in the spirit of youth sports, to get kids together, to get them outside, to get them to exercise. It's amazing. And it hasn't been an easy process. And Nick, thank you for all of your support as well. If anybody can attest to the value of getting children playing, is Nick with his programs as well. So thank you, Nick. Thank you, Brian. I got to tell you guys, if you haven't gone by Clark and seen the smiles on the Little Leaguers' faces, it's intoxicating. They are so happy. They are so excited to be playing, to getting back to, quote unquote, what is considered to be normal. And then the good news that junior lifeguards is on. I mean, there's this amazing groundswell of just like positivity, which is something that we've been lacking for a long time. And I think the answer is simple. We need to have this program. We need to authorize these courts. And, as Barbara said, yes, whatever we can do to help, keep the season going is important. So thank you, staff, and thank you, Brian.
Thank you. Commissioner Horowitz?
I think it's great. You have a plan to get the kids playing. I was curious, maybe it's more of a question for Nick. In terms of the hours that the kids are going to play, does that fall into what would regularly be the hours of the courts, or did it extend the hours beyond? And I say, I guess, pre-pandemic, because nothing's normal right now still. So that's one of my questions, just in terms of the hours that people can expect to be having the kids down.
We definitely didn't request extending the hours, so it would be within whatever hours you have. Yeah.
Okay, that was really my question, but yeah.
Yeah, and again, I think it's a great a great solution to getting the kids out and playing and supporting the program, which they love so much, and everybody loves. The parents love too. So I think it's great. If there is no further discussion, who would like to make a motion on this? Okay, Commissioner Lang.
I'll make a motion that we support staff's recommendation to approve the amendment to the Hermosa Beach Youth Basketball League's agreement to allow a temporary use of the 2 Kelly basketball courts for games for the 2021 Hermosa Beach Youth Basketball summer season.
I will second that.
Fantastic. Let's do a roll call.
Chairperson Pizer Mates,
Aye.
Vice Chairperson Elman, yes. Commissioner Lang,
Yes.
and Commissioner Horowitz.
Yes.
Good job, Nick.
Yes. Very good. Yay. Thank you, Nick.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for all you do. Okay, we'll move on to item 12B, approval of the addition of Hermosa Beach Chamber of Commerce Summer Sidewalk Celebration to the 2021 special event calendar on Friday, August 2nd, Saturday, August 7th, and Sunday, August 8th at various downtown locations. Who on staff is presenting this item? Ms. Nichols.
Thank you. So tonight we are recommending approval for the Chamber of Commerce to host their Summer Sidewalk Festival, sorry. The Chamber hosts these events multiple times throughout the year, working with and in support of the downtown businesses. Staff has no concerns about these events, and we have asked Jessica, the Chamber of Commerce president, to be on the line should you have any event related questions. And that concludes my staff report.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you. Any questions of staff before we go to public comment? Okay, let's open this up for public comment. Do we have anyone waiting? I see a couple of phones here. Do we have anyone waiting for public comment on this item?
Doesn't appear that we do.
Okay, okay. Very good. We will then close public comment, bring it back, and I would like to give the opportunity to the chamber, to Jessica, to introduce herself and weigh in on the event.
Thank you. Thank you, commissioners. Thank you for having me. The sidewalk sale is now been occurring, I believe, for 5 or 6 years, if not longer. It's been around as long as I've been summer shopping here. It's just an opportunity to encourage some outdoor engagement and shopping here in town. But we're looking this summer, particularly because it'll be the first opportunity to really post-pandemic encourage and take advantage of the outdoor experience here in Hermosa, and with our new enabled music opportunities here, to really engage the whole community and maybe take it to the next level beyond just shopping. Maybe do some community development opportunities, some activities, maybe get some folks that would come down with the kids and engage the whole family and get folks excited about walking around and spending a little outdoor dining, have some coffee, do a little window shopping, some actual shopping, and get excited to be walking all around Hermosa all weekend long. We are excited to propose it. I don't particularly see any problems, but I am here today to answer any questions you might have.
Okay. Yes, Vice Chair Elman.
First of all, I'd like to say that Jessie was very accommodating, and she and I walked through town last Friday and just sort of looked at different areas where maybe there were pockets where we could have live music for, you know, a single guitarist, or maybe a banjo player. We were all excited about banjo music, to see if there was, a way to take advantage of the live music in town, and also try and see if we could lengthen the area that people were walking so that they would go north or south on Hermosa Avenue and not just down Pier onto the plaza. So she's challenged to work with some people and maybe some face painting, or just leave it open to see who might be interested to help make this more of a community than just a simple sidewalk sale. So that was the talk that we were having. I'm not sure what that means for the future, and Jessie doesn't seem to disappoint too often. Pretty good at surprising us with all kinds of ideas and reaching out to the community. So I'm excited to see where this goes. Thank you.
Okay, great. Commissioner Horowitz? Any
No, I
questions?
don't have any questions. I'll be there shopping and getting my face painted, I guess. Listening
Okay,
to music.
sounds good. Okay, Commissioner Lang.
No, I love the idea of expanding on new attractions, whether it's live entertainment or I think banjo playing, or I even heard earlier before the meeting discussions of magicians, and anything that brings an extra little bit of like a spice and reason to go down is amazing. I think maybe a unified slogan should be sent out to the greater community, like, hey, summer's right around the corner, get your board shorts, get your bikinis, get your sunscreen, whatever, get your beach essentials, because man, there are some beautiful retail stores down up and down Pier Avenue that sell some of the best fashion items, in the world. So I think that message needs to be communicated to urge people to come and get their summer accessories and necessities. But, Jessica, I'd love to sit down with you and your staff and brainstorm a little bit. Lean on me. I'd love to help. And congratulations on your new position. And really stoked to see what these days in August look like. Let's hope weather's on our side.
Let's do hope weather's on our side. And if I may reply to you, Commissioner Lang, me and my staff are all here right now. So this is it right here. Hopefully by then I have some help. So the staff actually exists. But for sure, we'll have a theme and some encouragement to go along there. My theme this past year has been support local, and I'm sure that'll be a big part of it. Maybe something you've been cooped up, and supporting local the last year. Now come out and support local and really play on that. We have so many great brands here in town that are Hermosa based. And really, you should come out and buy what's Hermosa only, what you can only get here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do like the idea of trying to figure out creative ways to expand this as well, because I I know that we spoke a little bit as well. Jessica, I hate that our other businesses are always kind of left out. If you're not in that, that sweet spot center of town, you get left out, and you're a worthy business too, and you're part of Hermosa. So how do we, how do we include, make kind of more of a citywide type of an engagement, and so something to think about.
I have great ideas for that as well.
Okay. And then in terms of like a theme and branding, I was also wondering about, I was wondering who is the chamber still responsible for the banner poles along Pier?
I am so glad you're asking all the right questions. So in terms of including non-downtown businesses, we do include on our application partnerships with nonprofits. I'd like to stretch that maybe even to invite non-downtown businesses. We do have a lot of businesses that wouldn't naturally participate in a sidewalk sale. Perhaps we can invite non-downtown businesses to participate by putting up some of their stuff in front of the businesses that wouldn't normally consume that space. And so they could participate down here, or we could advertise the non-downtown areas, go visit those businesses in some way in our collaborative marketing. Your second question was, I'm sorry, I just got so excited about the first one. Now I forgot this one, but I had an answer.
About the banners.
Oh, yes. We have historically done the banners, and sadly, they've been neglected for a while. I do understand that some of them are broken, maybe some of them are not. I actually have it on my list to ask the city which ones are working, because I would like to find a sponsor to get those back up in time for summer.
Yeah, I think it would be a great way to say, hey, we're back, we're excited, it's summer, let's get out and, shop and visit and have some fun. So it's a great opportunity to brand Hermosa for the summer, and to also be supportive of the sidewalk sale. I mean, in terms of a city, something to be thinking about, in a maybe longer term sense as well, is these sort of banners on PCH at the south and the north end of the city, where we could do something kind of special to tie into the theme of the center of the city, to tie the city together would be really nice too. So I'm glad that we're kind of all on the same page thinking about this. Okay, I think then that, anyone else have any other comments, questions, or discussion? Okay. Okay, I think then, thank you, Jessica. I think we're ready to make some sort of a motion. Vice Chair Elman.
I move that we approve the addition of the Hermosa Beach Chamber of Commerce Summer Sidewalk Celebration to the 2021 special event calendar for August 7, 8, and 9 at various locations.
Do we have a second? Commissioner Lang is seconding. Okay, we're ready for roll.
Chairperson Pizer Mains.
Aye.
Vice Chairperson Elman.
Yes.
Commissioner Lang.
Yes.
And Commissioner Horowitz.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Okay. We are moving on to commissioners' reports, item 13. First to our subcommittees. Special Event Committee, Commissioners Lang and Vice Chair Elman. Okay, yeah, I think we'll be going through this fairly quickly. Okay, Community Theater Subcommittee. We really haven't, some of these things I think are waiting until Kelly's return. Municipal leases, that also is on pause due to COVID and everything else.
Chairwoman, if you wouldn't mind,
Yes.
that one we actually may need to meet in the month of May.
Okay.
We've been working with a compilation of other local municipalities lease agreements with regards to youth baseball agreement. And we have drafted a general concept and ask Public Works to review it. And then we need to get together with the commission to review that. So
Okay.
we gave Public Works about another week and a half. So sometime in May, it might be a good idea for us to get back together. The goal would be to bring something to the full body of the commission prior to the end of the baseball season. So that would be sometimes in the middle of July at the latest.
Okay, okay. Okay, excellent. Good, good. Glad that we can pick up discussions on that item. Community Resources Department use policies.
Yeah, I could give that a quick one too, that
Ask John to give us an update.
yeah,
on-
thank you, Commissioner. That the next meeting will take place on May 12th at 4 o'clock. And at this time, the commissioners are not part of that meeting. It's going to be the residents and the pickleball interest and staff at that point. So we can validate what the focus group wants to bring forward, and then staff will bring an agenda item forward to the full body of the commission on June 1st.
Okay. Okay, so the subcommittee is not part of this.
No, not at this point, correct.
Okay. Okay, did you have anything to add? Vice Chair Elman? No? Okay,
John has everything under control.
okay, okay, very good. Moving along, our favorite topic there, eh? Moving along to Clark Building improvements.
This
Does
one-
staff have any sort of update for us?
Well, this one, I reached out to Public Works again today because I keep getting promised that we're going to get some materials to review, like tile materials and materials such as that. They said they'd get back to me today. They did not. So I keep hoping we're going to get together
Okay,
when we get those materials. I do know though on this particular project, Kelly does want to be involved in this when she comes back, but I still think there's work to be done with the subcommittee prior to that time.
okay, okay. And then just so that we have it, and perhaps I already have it somewhere, but can we get the most current schematic of the plan? See how things are looking, where we're at with that. Because I'd like to just take a look at that, study it, so I'm more familiar with it. When we get to our next point, be ready to go and we'll know how everything fits in.
Yeah, they sent us that in electronic version well over a month ago. I can send that to you all or to
Okay.
the committee or to the subcommittee.
Committee.
I did because it's so small to see those plans.
Yeah,
I have a hard copy of it in the office in a roll. So
okay,
if you wanted to, you could come by anytime, take a look at it. We can organize a time period for you to come and look at them if you'd like.
oh, okay.
Is there a way that we could have a Clark Building Improvements Subcommittee meeting and look at that? That way the both of us could see at the same
Yeah,
time?
no, that's perfectly fine. I would hope if I could coordinate this, I'd like to at least have that as well as the products to show you at the same time, so we don't burn your time.
Okay,
But Lucho said he was going to get back to me today. He didn't. So let me see if I can coordinate the kind of the twofer.
okay, that would be good. That'd be great. Sounds like a good way to do this. Let's see, our naming policy. Subcommittee?
Yeah, we actually had a really nice productive meeting, and we reviewed other policies from other cities and kind of had a little brainstorm about what we liked, and John's going to put together sort of a conceptual structure of what we may want to look at moving forward. So the conversation was great. We're progressing, and I think we're scheduled to have maybe another meeting in
Couple weeks.
in May. Yeah, we did talk about maybe adding in commission member from Public Works so that the conversation is cohesive and all the parties that need to be involved are involved at the onset. So we'll see where that goes. But yeah, it was a good meeting.
Oh, good, good. Okay, great. Thank you.
Great job.
Yeah, because yeah, that'll be great to get some forward movement on that. Commission liaison roles, anything, any further updates on Surfers Walk of Fame?
Nothing
We
on
have-
my end. Lisa, anything on your end?
Nothing
Okay.
on my end.
Yeah, we had an update recently, and Access Hermosa formally on hold, but anything to report in that?
Yeah, I'm working the phones on that one, and I'm hoping that at our next meeting that we will have a good idea of when the tiles will be received and on the beach. I'm shooting for that. Like John, I'm hunting down poor Lucho. I did talk to him, but I'm just, so yes, he did get back to me.
Okay, very good. And I was walking by our beach access path today, and it looked good. It looked like it wasn't too sandy. It was nice and clean, and yeah, it was nice to see it there. So yeah, very good.
Perfect.
Okay, item 14, items requested by commissioners. There are none listed. 15, other matters. Yes, Vice Chair Elman.
You thought you were gonna get away with that, didn't you?
It wasn't fast enough.
Stuff. I was approached by a resident with an idea, and the more I talked to them about it, I felt that they were probably right with their request. So my thought is to staff, John, if we could look into how we could build a report, a monthly report for our meetings with what's going on in the parks. Do we know, the positive project that's going on at South Park right now? What's going on at Bicentennial Park, what's going on at Moonstruck Park. We have quite a few, as well as the parkettes, and it seems like there should be a way to build a database so that we could know that the sprinklers have been fixed at this location. And I know we've talked about the fact that we do cross over with Public Works, and I think it would be helpful for Public Works to have access to the same thing. So I'm wondering if that's something that we could figure out, one, what would be useful, how it would work, would we have access to it online? But I just think that it would be important to include it in our report, that we are a Parks and Rec department. And this resident was just adamant that we didn't know what was going on in our parks, and that didn't seem acceptable. And I sort of, I blushed. So that would be helpful.
I could, I'll reach out to Lucho and find out, because they may already do some sort of maintenance reports on the park. I don't know, on a monthly basis. And maybe there's something Lucho or JC could provide us to kind of give us a monthly status on things.
Yeah, just, what's going on. We
Something
know
like
that we have different groups using the park, and
a bullet list or something simple that wouldn't require a lot of time and effort.
Great. Thank you very much.
I did want to add, so I just wanted to ask Commissioner Elman, is it just in the terms of like what's going on maintenance wise, or permitted activities and everything?
Well, I'm just kind of curious to see, to talk to you how that would work, and that it would be nice to be able to look at it and see, especially after, I know we're making lots of plans, what happens after we're a little bit less COVID restricted, but it would be nice to be able to look and say, oh gosh, look what's going on. We're getting use on the off of Prospect that's going on. And we have basketball courts up there. Maybe we would know that there was a permitted basketball tournament going on.
As so in our monthly department activity reports, we do list all the permitted activities at each location. But we will definitely follow up, as John said, about looping in maintenance projects too.
Yeah. Well, we do have those, if they're still there, the little bulletin boards at some of our parks.
We do.
Once we get things more back to normal, maybe, what we can also post in there are, activities going on in the parks, and also just kind of a little parks newsletter for the community that's in there. And it says these kind of updates are going on at our different parks, and this is, and these are the kind of scheduled activities here. And
We are on the same page. We are
Yeah.
actually looking to get that back, those updated again. We do have one at Clark, Valley, South, and the beach.
Mhm.
And pre-COVID, we did update them monthly with all the permitted activities, any, department programming, special events that we had to advertise for. So we do plan to get those back to where they're being updated on a monthly basis beginning in June.
Okay, perfect. I think that'll really be helpful too. The easier we make things, the better, the more visible. So yeah, so that is great. Did anyone have any other matters to bring up?
Chairwoman, if you wouldn't mind, I kind of missed my chance earlier, but I did want to wish well to former Commissioner Jessica Guhin. I didn't get a lot of time to work with her, but I did have a couple of months, and I do appreciate her efforts and time that she's put into this department to try to make this a better place for our Hermosa residents. So thank you for giving me this opportunity to say so.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. And I just wanted to throw in for other matters at some point. Can we bring around a discussion of the park master plan and kind of dig down into that and what the steps are and what the involvement will be with the commission and whether we should be looking towards any sort of subcommittee on that? I think that would be helpful, just kind of looking ahead.
Yes, yeah.
And or if we break out certain parts of what would be involved in a master plan that we could start to do some drilling down on. So that would be my, I guess my other matter. Okay. Okay, good. Last call for other matters. Then let's then I guess we will go to item 16, adjournment. So I'd like to thank everyone, including staff, again, for dealing with our technical little challenges there, but we got through it. So thank you very much. And we will adjourn this meeting to the next meeting of the Parks Commission, which will be held on Tuesday, June 1st, correct? 2021. And I'd like to wish everybody a great rest of the evening. We are adjourned. Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
everybody.
Good night.
Thank you, everybody.